guys. Frank here, your virtual general aviation aviator, and I am in the Southwest livery with the 737-800 NG by ZIBO, and I'm at Denver, Colorado. I'm a mile above sea level. Finally, thank you, Active Sky, for clearing that up for me. So I'm a mile above sea level. It actually shouldn't have cleared up that quickly, but gradually. But it is what it is. And I am flying to Atlanta. Now, the plan today is to fly a Simbit World flight. So let me get Simbit World started up. I actually don't think I've started up that app yet. And what Simbit World would do is it's really, let me just swing this over here. It's really primarily an ACARS program. Shit. Yeah, there you go. It's really just an ACARS program that record and log the flight information for you. The thing that it does is it actually gives you schedules. These are all the airlines and schedules that I've flown in it so far. And this has been, looks like, since January 1. So as you can see, I'm not a very avid Simbit World user, but sometimes it's fun to let something else give me a flight. I could make the app a little bit more competitive by trying to earn ranks and whatnot. Let's see. Right now, I only got 43 flight hours in it, and I'm a junior first officer. I need 15 XP points to get to first officer, which I may or may not get them. I have no clue how many XP points this flight will award, but I've got friends who's deep into this program. For me, it's more of a take it or leave it type thing. But yeah, but one of the things I do like about it is that it will do the ACARS type stuff that VAs do and rank your flights. Like the last flight that I did was from San Francisco to Denver, and 738, and I had a score of 94. It actually told me why I didn't get 100% because I failed on the beacon light on my taxi in. I think I was supposed to turn it on or something, and I failed on the landing rate. I think I was too fast with the flaps deployed. I'm not sure, but it's no big deal to me. Yeah. Okay, so enough of that. Enough about this particular program, and I am going to use it though to run in the background and track my flights. I also oftentimes use, I'm trying to drag this over, Valanta as an additional flight tracking program. Let me just go ahead and import the flight plan that I've got. And so you can see that I am going to fly from Denver using this route that the magenta line is highlighting. I guess that's magenta. On to Atlanta. All right, so get that out of the way. In addition to that, I've got Active Sky running, and I've got, let's see, and I got Discord running. Of course, I'm not really using Discord, and it tends to run in the background most of the time, even if I'm not monitoring Discord. But yeah, so So yeah, let's get this flight started. Now this is a long flight, so I don't know how much of this flight I'm gonna get done on this video, whether it be all of it or just part of it. I tend to avoid two-parters, but if I don't land, then hopefully I can do this flight a second time and catch the landing. If I do it a second time, it won't be today because I'm not going to spend 4 hours in cruise in one day. Just not going to happen. But yeah, some people would do it. So yeah, this is the ZIBO 737. Most of you guys already know, have flown this aircraft, and I've got to say that it is probably the, I put it up against the PMDG 737 any day. In fact, this aircraft has been constantly updated since forever. Right now, let's see, it's not showing the update, but it should. Wonder why it's not showing the update. That's interesting. But I haven't. It's been a day or so since I updated it, so yeah, I should be running the latest version of it. All right, so let's get started here. I've already generated a flight plan. You saw me import it into Atlanta. Okay, and I also am going to use my trusted first officer, Linda. Linda, say hello. Hello.
Hello, Cat.
All right. So that's just a test to make sure she's listening and can hear me. And so, yeah, I've got a lot of stuff running with this right now. I know you guys can't see this, but I'm showing about 48 frames on average. Now, one thing I had to do, and this is a digression, but this is a worthwhile one. One thing that I had to do was uninstall Traffic Global. And as you can see, I'm the only person in the world. Oh, God, I hate that. So before I bought Traffic Global, I bought World Traffic, which has been updated to World Traffic 3, and I am running that. Now, the thing with World Traffic is, unlike Traffic Global, it's set it and forget it. World Traffic out. I actually have to go in and set up my flight if I want traffic along the way. And it will import, I can import my flight plan from the FMS. And I kept clicking this button saying, gee whiz, nothing has happened. But then it dawned on me, it says from the FMS, and I keep expecting it to import flights from SimBrief, which it's not going to do. All right, so let's get started here. Then once I import, well, I guess I could create a flight based on what I put in manually. At least what that would do is populate traffic at my airport. So I don't know if, let's see, do I have windows up that's blocking my view? So I'm doing a lot of talking, and I still got Atlanta up, and you guys can't see anything that I'm talking about. I hate when that happens. Okay, so I wonder why that happened. Anyway, it is what it is. I so apologize, guys, that all the stuff that I tried to show you since I loaded Atlanta, maybe you didn't see. But anyway, yeah. So this is the World Traffic app here that I have to literally go into to set up flights. In my case, I'm getting into it this way. And, you know, I think it does recommend a set of hotkeys, shortcuts that you can set up so that you can just hit shortcuts on the keyboard to do a lot of this stuff. But I got so many other shortcuts set up that I lose track of them. Anyway, yeah. So and this is what I was talking about that I mashed for the flight plans, but I got to put in a flight plan first. Okay, so that's really easy with this aircraft. So I'm gonna go to fuel weight, airside services, in the EFB, and since I already got a flight plan and SimBrief downloaded, then all I got to do is load my operational flight plan. Denver to Atlanta, that flight is so regular. You're only gonna get so many flights, but I am able to pick up some cargo. So yeah, that's that should get my fuel on board to start up. Okay, and honestly, I don't even know how much fuel I need. Let's see, create flights. Lo and behold, this is the third time this has crashed. So be right back. Okay, so I wasn't trying to brag about all the stuff that I got running in the background, but I was just letting you know that I am running a lot of stuff in the background. And let's see, where were we? We were actually going to load our operation flight plan and activate it, and then try to get some fuel on board. Right now, our fuel tanks are slap empty. So our fuel truck will show up in a second or so, and yeah.
Ready for electrical power up procedure.
Okay, so that's my first officer saying, let's get some power on it. All right, so yeah, how do I do that? Electrical power up procedure.
Electrical powered up procedure.
Okay, so yeah, so now my fuel truck is out there. I had a plug-in called ground handling installed, but one of the times it crashed, that was the last program that it was working on before the crash. This time, this last crash, the third crash, the last program it was working on before the crash was one called OpenSAM, which is supposed to be really stable. But X-Plane is such a beast of a
program. Start video.
So anyway, hopefully that won't happen again. If it does, then it is what it is. All right, so we're waiting on the APU to get started. And what I can do is start working on the flight plan. Okay. But I do need the IRS is started up. So let me see if I can get her to go ahead and do the preliminary pre-flight procedure. Preliminary pre-flight procedure.
Preliminary pre-flight procedure.
Now, she did not finish the electrical startup procedure because she was waiting on the APU. And I'm just trying to see if this program can do two things at the same time, and apparently it can, because it did actually start the procedure. One thing I like to do is come behind her and turn on my emergency lights, which are AA required for passengers.
Procedure complete.
Before passengers board, and turn this to chime only. Okay. So, cleaning and refilling and cleaning and catering is going on, and the cargo is fully loaded. All right. So anyway, back to my back to my flight plan.
Ring set.
Let's see. Let's get our GPS position.
Preliminary pre-flight.
Bring it over here. We drop it in here. We landed at this airport.
DEN in the CDU.
Let's make sure that it still agrees. KDEN. And yeah, it's close enough. You know, we moved around the airport. I know that we were at gate. Shucks, I forgot the gate. I actually looked that up to. Anyway, I'm gonna leave the gate blank. Anything that's in dashes is optional. If these were like squares, rectangles, then I would have to provide some data there. You'll see what I mean in a minute. All right. So like right here, I got these rectangles. That means it has to have data. So I'm going to request the data directly from SimBrief. I can do that with ZIBO. If you don't know what SimBrief is, it's a free planning tool that you can sign up for at no cost. All right, so I am going to load it. Just Google SimBrief and you get there. Okay, so now I've got my flight plan, my origin, my destination, my flight number. And there's my runway. Okay, but we were talking about gates earlier. So I've got that, and I am going to go ahead and activate it so I can review it. And go to my legs. And 4 pages. Okay, sound like my passengers are coming on board, so I need to get a move on here. So 4 pages. All right, so that looked good. And I know historically this will put in my standard departure, my standard instrument departure. So so I don't have to worry about that right now. Okay. It'll also put in my arrival, my standard terminal arrival star, so I don't have to worry about that. What we are not put in is my approach, so I'm gonna have to put that in. All right, so yeah, I'm happy with that, and of course, my first officer needs to review the same thing. And yeah, if she's happy, then we could go ahead on to the next page, which is our perf initiation. And actually I can load that up, and I'm gonna go to SimBrief and get some data from SimBrief. All right. SimBrief. No. Okay, so I'm gonna click on View PDF, and my final reserves plus my alternate says that I should have 5,454 pounds of fuel in the aircraft if I have to fly to my alternate. So yeah, let's go ahead and put that in now. 0.4, so that's 5,400 pounds, and that's the way I enter it. And that's the only set of squares that I had. I should have mentioned that before I put it in there so that you can see it. Now, I am in need of how much fuel do I need for this flight? I need a total of 18,700 pounds of fuel. So I'm gonna just say 18.7, and so I need to have 18.7 show up somewhere thereabouts, show up here at the end of the day. Not end of the day, but when the fuel truck finishes. All right, so I'm gonna go to my next section, and this is called the N1 limit, the amount of thrust that I am gonna use in the airplane to take off. All right, so right now I'm gonna use 101% of all my thrust. So I'm actually gonna gonna somehow or another get more thrust out of the aircraft that it's capable of. These engines will do that. Well, it's not capable. I should say recommended. All right, but I'm gonna reduce the thrust by derating it. If I'm gonna derate it to, I'm at Denver, so I'm gonna derate it to 24,000 K of thrust, and that's gonna bring it down to 98.3. I can live with that, and that saves my engines and cut noise. Okay, I think my passengers are finished loading. Yep, my gate is back, and it shows 100%. I'm still loading fuel. So yeah. All right, so now what I gotta do is put my takeoff data in. I got a super long runway, 12,000 feet, so I'm gonna go flaps 5 here. At this altitude, 5,400 feet. If I had a 8,000 foot runway or 10,000 foot runway, I might consider flaps 15 for takeoff. All right, so I got my passengers loaded. I'm just waiting on my fuel before I put my center of gravity in. I do need to get my winds. Now I think I am going to use Say Intentions. So that's another app that I'm about to load that's going to run in the background. And so, yeah, as you can see, I got a ton of stuff running in the background. Cross your fingers that we do not crash. All right. So, Say Intentions. It's actually, I'm waiting.
DEN-ATL. Advise on initial contact. You have information call.
And that's what I wanted, my weather.
Denver International Airport. Information call. 1553 Wind 275 at 10. Visibility 10. Sky conditions. You have 10,000 feet. You have 15,000 feet. Scattered at 2,000 feet. Temperature 2 degree. 2.6. Altimeter 3001. Arriving at departing runways 34 left, 35 right, 34 right, 35 left, 26, 25. ILS runway 34 left unavailable. Visual approaches in use. Advise on course heading, altitude, and flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. VFR departures contact clearance delivery on 118.75. Advise on initial contact. You have information.
I got guff. All right, so let me
National
start that.
information call. 1553 Zulu. Wind 275. But that fuel it's all at downside of the pencil. Sky conditions.
So that's going to cause a slight delay because my flight plan is actually set up to depart runway 08. You saw that a few minutes ago. Let's see, where was that at? Route runway 08, and 08 is not an option. So I am going to have to use 34 something. Now, I'm not familiar enough with this airport to know off the top of my head how to get to 34, and the runway that I do want to consider where I'm at taxi-wise. That really is a consideration because, nobody wants to burn gas on the ground, fuel on the ground for no reason, taxiing to a runway way somewhere else when there's one suitable closer, right? That's just a waste of fuel. So let's find out what runway we need to use. All right, so the way that I am going to do that is go into my browser, and I thought that I had SkyVector installed, but I don't see it. So I'm gonna go into my tablet. That should be even better because this way I'm guaranteed to take you guys along with me for this to say how I do this. Okay. if you don't know. A lot of you guys already know, so that's cool too. All right, so there's my, these are my frequencies, and I know I'm already on ATLs, because just heard ATLs. And my, let's see where I'm at. Let's see where I'm at first. All right, so I am here, and we know that the 3/4s are used. Let me listen. You know, I started writing that down, runway, but I didn't write which runways were suitable for what am I trying to say? Suitable for takeoff. All right. So where's a 2.7, which really and truthfully it would make sense to use 2.6. But to get the 2.6, it's not that big of a tech. Well, you know, this is 2.5 miles from this point to this point. And 3/4 is right here. So yeah, I am going to use the 3/4. So even though it's going to give me a 10 knot crosswind, but this plane, you know, it handled a 10 knot crosswind easily. I think it's rated up to 33 knots crosswind. All right, so yeah. Now, 3/4 right or left is the question, and I think they're landing and departing on both 3/4 left and right, but I need to verify that. So that means I need to listen to ATLS one more time and pay a little bit more attention for that specific piece of information.
And departing runways 34 left, 35 right, 34 right, 35 left, 26, 25. ILS runway 34 left unavailable. You have information, y'all.
Okay, the ILS is not available on 3/4 left, but I can depart there, but I am gonna depart 3/4 right. So, and I'm gonna have my SOP send me a new flight plan with the corrected runway 3/4 right as my departure airplane. So, you know, I get on the radio and say, please send an updated flight plan, and doesn't take them long to do it, and there it is. So I got it. Just need to load it. So I'm gonna go here and go to Airside Services and load this new flight plan, which means I got to cancel the one that I have now. Oh man, why did I lose some passengers? Yeah, there we go. All right, so yeah, I am losing passengers, and that's probably, I only got 16 pounds of cargo. I'm not going to second guess why only 66 out of 100 passengers are aboard the airplane. Yeah, I am not going to even try to second guess that. But yeah, so that's going to cause them to top off my fuel back to 100% and to reload all of the passengers. Okay, so, but it is what it is. But I need to update this flight plans. So I need to go here to R2. Where do I need to go? Go here and request the updated flight plan. And right now my passengers are loading. I'm kind of waiting on this to change to load. And come on. I can turn panel. Well, wait. Route uplink ready. didn't change to the load. Let me hit request again. I hope I'm not having a snafu with software. Done this a million times already. Yeah, apparently I am having well, let's see, maybe let's see what I generated. Yeah, maybe I generated. Let me regenerate the software. That's gonna reset everything. Golly, this is taking longer than I wanted to get this started. And the only reason it's taking that I'm having to do this again is because I'm recording this flight. Trust me, guys. If I weren't recording it, it would be going like clockwork. I would have no problem whatsoever. Okay, so let me get my new flight plan. And I should see it pop up. Hopefully you'll see it. And I got it. So now all I got to do is request it again. So you go here, cancel this, load the operational. And again, it's probably going to bump it down to 66. Go back to activate 66. And this is when I say go back, I meant this back. All right. And now it's going to put that 1% fuel in and load the passengers again. But let's make sure that we are getting this. Actually, let me click off this page and then click back on it. And then request. And I want to see this turn to load. You know what? I bet all I need to do is just delete this plant, delete this message.
Load it up. Okay.
And delete that message. Delete that message. And then request again. Let's see if that solves the problem that I think it happened. Okay. Let's see, runway 25, what is it? 34 left, I think. 34 left. Let's see if that's in the database. Yeah, that's in the database. Okay. And so that worked. All right. Secured it. Okay, now take off again. I'm sorry, guys, that I'm having to do all of this, but it is what it is. All right. So I can't get my shit cleaning and loading. So I'm gonna need to flip this off and on, I think, to get passengers low. Just little tricks that I've learned. Maybe the fuel truck, the fuel truck is gone. So, the passengers should start to load in a minute or two. Let's cross our fingers. Let's cross our fingers. All right. This is funny because I promise you, if I wasn't recording, this would be going like clockwork. All right. Let's see, where are we? All right, so let's go ahead and pop the weather in. Next page. Runway weather was 275 at 10. I am slow on this with my mouse. I know some of you guys are so quick that I can hardly keep up with you, but I am slow. Runway is dry, so let's go back. Let's see where we are. We do need those passengers to load. Activate. And activate, bring that back. All right, passengers, load. Back. So this is a bug in the tablet, obviously. So I'll be back. I'm gonna restart the entire flight, guys.
All right, you are good to go.
Okay, I didn't restart the whole flight, but I did get a message to say fearless. I'm gonna give it benefit of the doubt. All right, so cargo is loading. That's at 100%. So hopefully to go ahead and start the passengers in a second, because I literally can't go in any further without. Okay, but I'm gonna turn off the chime. Give it a minute to engage the chime. The chime does have something to do with the passengers loading. All right, so maybe the passengers won't load until cleaning and catering is done. So let's give this thing benefit. In the meantime, there's some other stuff that we can do. We can turn these lights here up. And even though it's not night and daytime, I have found that I can see, at least in the sim, a lot better when these lights are illuminated. Okay, and the other thing that I do know is that 9 times out of 10, these what you call them, these speeds are not going to change. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my VREF in and set my MCP up. So I want this at V2 is 137, so I want 137 here, which means that that's the minimal speed that this aircraft will drop down to, for the lack of another way to put it. All right, come on, cleaning and catering, hurry up. All right, so I'll go to Avatar, and what was it I was going to look at? Oh yeah, I need to get my head and my top altitude. Actually, I'm going to get my top altitude from say intentions. Okay, but I do need to get my head in. And for runway 34 left, did I say 34 left? Ah, shucks, I meant 34 right. But I think I put 34 left in here. Yep, I did. And I'm not going to change it. I just taxed over to 34 left, which means that I would taxi and come up Foxtrot over to Whiskey Bravo to Delta, either to Golf. How would the taxi say intentions route me there? All right. Okay, yeah, I heard my passengers. Joy. Okay, the other thing I wanted to see was that the runway. I like the runway direction, which is 353, the actual direction for 34 left, which is 353. I guess you can see that. All right, so that's the heading that I want to climb out on. 353. And let's go ahead and contact clearance delivery while these passengers are loading. Not ground service. And yeah, passengers aboard and 0.8%. All right. Clearance delivery. And clearance delivery is going to be 118.75. So I'm going to drag this off. For the rest of the flight, guys, you won't be able to see that because I'm going to keep it on a separate screen unless there's something that I want to highlight. So 118.75 needs to go into the COM2 box. I got a radio stack that I'm going to use. 118.75 is already the active for COM1. So we just get clearance delivery on 1 since it's already active. All right, so 118.75, and what do we need to do? Mic is active, and yeah, just need to contact them instead. So here we go. What are we? We Southwest. We Southwest 5712, and I'm gonna have to write that down because I can't say I'm gonna remember that. Sometimes what people can do is if you use this guy here, and then you can start changing this to maybe 712 or something like that. But yeah, clearance delivery Southwest Air 5712 is ready to copy IFR clearance to Atlanta.
Give me a
They want a second for that clearance, and I give it to them. They're kind of loud too, but that's okay. We just leave it loud. When I do the playback, then it's as loud as they are since my mic.
well, that's quite a clear to add it. Pivot file. 118 and that and expect it to 0 minute depth plug 1028 5 subtype 60 bit.
Squawk 5546. Would you repeat that squawk code, please, for Southwest 5712?
Southwest to the top, yeah.
55336.
Weird thing.
Okay. And Ebony 7. Okay. Clear to Atlanta via the Ebony 7 departure. Expect 9,000 feet. Then flight level 370, 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 128.45, squawk 5336, Southwest 5712.
Southwest. That's good.
5712. Okay. So readback is correct. Now, it is possible that I got the departure frequency incorrect and the program is not set up to catch that, unfortunately, at this moment. They do have a variant that's a lot more strict that I understand will catch a lot of the mistakes that on readbacks, but I'm not running that. That's actually, I think, at this particular time in the experimental section. All right, so I can go to takeoff here and get rid of this guy. Just brought that up. Now I got all my fuel and passengers on board. So I got my trim is set. I can go ahead and put these guys in. They didn't
Pre-flight
change.
procedure.
And my first officer automatically knows to start the pre-flight procedure. All right. So she usually would get stuck So, truth is, I'm going to wind up finishing this pre-flight procedure. She turned on the fuel pumps up here, so I know that there's fuel in the center tanks. I don't know why they put. Okay, I see why they put fuel in the center tanks, because they filled up my wings. Yeah. Okay, that's why. All right. So, and now she's stuck. So at this point, the only way to solve this is to abort. Abort.
All commands and checklists aborted.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish that up for her. So she was doing her flow. I'm going to put that on battery APU and come on down, check everything. I'm not using ground power. Yes, see. Yeah, I'm not using ground power. I started by APU. So let's go ahead and turn on our window heat. And let's go ahead and turn on our tests. And go ahead and turn on our electrical pumps. And make sure that these passengers got some environmental controls, so we want to get those turned on. Yeah, okay, valves auto, bleed is on. And for Atlanta, I think 750 is what we want on the landing altitude. 750, and might be 950. I have to check that. So let's see what our flight. Come on, that's what I want. All right. See what our flight is. Let's just put Atlanta in here. ATL, they like to call it, and it's 20. So it's actually going to be 1050. And what is our flight altitude? We are going up to flight level 370, and that's what they just gave me. Like flight level 370. So yeah, you get that in the right place. Landing altitude is 1050 and flight level 370. Sometimes she would have did this, at least most of this, but like I said, it froze. 370. Okay. And, I could go an extra 500 feet just to be safe. Okay. Yeah. And now that that's done, we can do the checklist for the pre-flight checklist.
Pre-flight checklist. Voice recorder.
On board. Did she not hear me? Oh, I said the wrong thing. Voice recorder. Set that on. Let me put my altimeter in. Get that set up quick. Set on.
On. Oxygen.
I just did that. Test it. 100%.
Tested 100%. Navigation and display switches. Normal. Auto. Window heat. On. Pressurization mode selector. Auto. Flight instruments.
Heading 173, altitude 5,400, altimeter 30.1.
Heading 172. Altitude 5,474. Altimeter 3010. Parking rate.
Set.
Set. Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Head off. Pre-flight checklist complete.
Pre-flight checklist is complete. All right. So we've got a clearance, and we get our clearance. We've got our clearance. So next thing we need to do is just call for pushback, and start the engines, and then ask for taxi. So let's do pushback. It's got to be ground services, better pushback, request. And I think we're going to be going this way. Sometimes I get that wrong. Hopefully I didn't this time.
On the cockpit, it's driving up now.
So it's driving up. All right. One thing I like about better pushback is the timing is pretty consistent. So it ain't like, now I got to wait. I don't know if I got to wait 3 minutes or 13 minutes for the pushback tow to come. It's going to be fairly consistent, and they should pop out the wall. They just did. And, you know, they don't have the ability to get rid of the routings. You know what? I still don't have any traffic, but I got a plan in the FMC. So let's try this again and pray that we don't crash. All right, import fund. Okay, so it did. I did see a thing change. And pre-select. I do know we want. I did check this before. We want runway C10. At least that's what real world flight parked today. Select desired park. Okay, guess that did it.
That's right.
And create flights. So while the flights are creating, let's go ahead and release the brakes. Pray that we don't crash.
Yes, commencing. Go ahead and start the engines.
Startup clearance obtained.
Engine start procedure.
Start number 2 engine. I think if number 1 starts, then I need to go in and make a quick change.
I will only perform pilot monitoring actions.
Yeah.
Ready for pre-flight procedure. Start number 2 engine.
Okay. And abort.
All commands and checklists aborted.
So I don't know how to abort that pre-flight procedure. It didn't go away. And start number 2 engine.
Start number 2 engine.
Oh man, I shouldn't have did that because I didn't think that was going to affect my number 2. Oh, my bad. Number 1 engine start up. Okay, start valve is open on both engines. Let me turn off the start valve on number 1. Okay, number 2 is coming up. And right here,
Complete separation. Am I?
right here, I got something that says pre-flight procedure, which generally will walk me through this. So that's why I know something is running twice, 25 in 2. All right, give it some fuel. Watch this oil pressure and fuel flow start up. Okay, happy. All right. And engine number 2 is coming alive. All right. And close this down. I should have other see traffic now, and I do.
Cut out.
All right. Yep, I got some traffic finally. I'm not the only one in the world anymore.
Right. On the web.
Okay. Start number 1 engine.
Starting number 1 engine.
And I really do prefer traffic global. I really do. All right, let's look for that pin. All right, I see that pin in his hand. So yeah, give him a thumbs up. And I'm done with him. All right, looking for 25. And then we'll give it some gas. 23, 24.
25 and 2.
All right. Add fuel. All right. Oil pressure and fuel flow is up. And start valve should cut out at about 55 in 1. I'm sorry.
Starter cut.
In 2, I mean. Yeah.
Engine start procedure complete.
Okay, got good starts. And before taxi procedure.
Before taxi procedure.
And let me check for Sim World, because I have made flights before and thought that Sim World was ready, and it wasn't. Okay, so we also need to get our taxi clearance too.
Before taxi procedure complete. I am ready for before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Generators. On. Probe heat. On.
Check.
Ice.
Not on.
Ice off.
Good.
Engine anti-ice off. Isolation valve. Auto. Engine start switches. Continuous. Bring off.
Do my checks. Check.
Shanked. Auto brake.
So
Rejected takeoff. Engine start levers.
check the ruddles. Engine start levels. Idle detent.
Idle detent. Flight control.
Check.
Checked. Flaps.
I forget this every time. So should have asked her to set my flaps to 5. And a lot of times this would time out before they go up. Let's hope we can get it. Okay, don't time out. Flaps 5, green light.
Ready for before taxi procedure. Flaps 5 set. Green light. Detent.
Rated.
Ground equipment.
Here. Speak.
Clear. Before taxi checklist complete.
THS is set for takeoff, so I'm
Preferred
good.
taxi.
All right, let's get taxi clearance. Denver ground Southwest 571 disregard. I'm not on ground frequency. Jumping ahead of myself here. All right, ground is 121.85. $121.85. 21.85. Okay. Now let's try this again. Denver ground Southwest 5712 ready to taxi. See how they're gonna get us to 5 left here.
Output 50 double flight sends it out back to the runway a light for the turning about the box stop and but it at that.
Let's see, did we have Gulf when we got the ATLs? Yep, we got Gulf. Taxi to runway 34 left via Fox November, Charlie November Foxtrot 1, and we've got information Gulf. Okay, so I'm not going to get a reply on that. If it's right, and if it's wrong, still not sure they reply unless I change to the experimental server and ask for a lot more oversight, so to speak. All right. Let's see. Requests. What am I looking for? See, this is what made me take so much longer. I watch other guys do this, and they can do all this stuff seemingly without missing a beat. And for me, I do miss these beats. Okay, so he said Charlie November Foxtrot 1. Okay, so Charlie, which November? Well, I don't see how Foxtrot 1 would ever get me there. Okay, there's Fox. Okay. Oh, they're taking me to 3-4 right. Okay, I can take that. Charlie, there it is. Charlie November Foxtrot 1. Yeah, I can live with that. Okay, so sweet. Just go. I can see my runway. Huh? Yeah. Taxi light on.
Taxi lights on. Already on position.
Okay, she already got them on. Good stuff. And so I got my taxi clearance. Tower is 124.3. I could stick that in. .3, and then after I get tower, I want to put in my my departure. I tell you, I can't read my own notes. 123.4. So I didn't put the point in there, so it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so clear. 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 see ground stuff. And okay, he turned. He should yield. So I'm gonna keep straight across. Turn. It's not a factor. Clear left. Yeah, right. Factor. Clear left. Yeah, right. No traffic. And I see some rain just now starting. All right. Change the power frequency and put in this departure frequency 123.4. And I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna go back and look, make sure I got that correct, and look like it's gonna be 128.45. Tower is 124.3, and departure is 126.1, but I need to see what they gave me. Clear depart. Shoot. It only showed me for 128.45 is departure frequency. Tell you, they purposely talk really fast, so, and yeah, it is what it is. All right, so Raleigh Tower, Denver Tower, Southwest, 5712 is holding that runway 34 right, ready to depart.
Southwest 5212 over the tower. 106.5, wind 225 at 10. And it's take off.
Clear for takeoff, runway 34 right, Southwest 5712. Okay. So there's KDEN. All right. So we want to climb up to 5900 before we and make that turn. So
Approaching 34 right.
before takeoff procedure. Took me forever to say that. These lights on quickly. FAA. Before takeoff procedure.
Or takeoff procedure.
Shit, get my strokes on.
Before takeoff procedure complete. 3, 4, right. Ready for before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist.
Okay. Shit, I already hit.
Last.
Set. Flaps 5, green light.
Flaps 5 set. Green light. Detent. Stabilizer trim. 50 units set. Transponder. TARA set.
Okay,
Before takeoff checklist complete.
looking good.
I am ready for takeoff.
Let's climb just 8,000. One thing that I had a flight instructor tell me that you can always
Runway.
do stuff on the ground, even if it hold up stuff.
On
All right.
runway. 3, 4, right.
Take off. Take off. Tower.
Time.
Outlet 5712 clear to take off.
All right. Sounds like they want me to get moving.
Stabilized. Horizontal stabilizer tripper not set for takeoff.
They are. They
And
for some reason that says that almost on every flight. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like this world traffic program.
rotate.
I don't have that problem with Traffic Global. I got that crosswind and I feel it.
Is rate.
You're up.
Maybe.
All right. Auto throttle cut out. Let's re-engage it. All right. Let's go ahead and make that turn. And I got incoming left.
Southwest 13.
Contact departure Southwest 5712.
Acceleration altitude.
Denver departure Southwest 5712. Climbing through 6,000.
1000 to level off.
Southwest 5712, Denver departure, negative radar contact. Please verify your squawk 5336 for your transponder set to mother seat.
All right. Let's get autopilot set. So we got some work to do that we missed.
Transition levels. Ready for approach checklists.
5 3 3 6. See how easy it is to miss stuff. That's why they got checklists, right? Speaking of checklists, let's see what we are with flaps.
Southwest 5712, Denver departure.
Flaps up.
Back forward northeast of Denver at 8,000 feet. Denver altimeter 30.00. Clear direct JTR.
Clear direct JDR Southwest 5712. JDR.
Flaps upset.
Next page. JDR with clear direct Gafter. So I go direct to Gafter. Next page. Got that there. Okay, that's my direct. And all right, so I'm still holding me at 8,000. And technically, I should have didn't override, held my speed at at 200. Come back, slow down 200. Cause Denver is a class Bravo. So you didn't see me bust the speed limit in the Bravo, guys. You know, nothing.
5712, climb and maintain flight level 250.
Climb and maintain flight level 250, Southwest 5712. I can never remember my call sign. 350. Flight level change. And let's once we get above 10,000, then we'll go back to females. Okay, so continuous is off and landing lights are still on. She should be turning those off in a second now.
Flight level 100. Landing light switches off.
All right, and let's go back to females. Okay. So the plane should be trying, oh, that felt good, that yawn, should be trying to get us to flight level 370 at Gaither. That's 160 nautical miles from here. So yeah, I don't see why it can't do that. All right. So yeah, we are in a climb for a little ways, and let's check in. It's too late to welcome them aboard because they've just
West 5712, climb and maintain flight level 290.
climb and maintain flight level 290, Southwest 5712. Okay. 290. And 370 is our top altitude, which I never get because before I get to 18, they have us at 3.5. So why not just go ahead and give us 3, we would keep climbing all the way until we get to 2.9 without any break in the climb. So why not just give us 370 now? Let's just let us climb up there. But that's the way they do it. They usually in the real world, they have real reasons for doing the stuff that they do. Got a deck over there, a cloud deck that we have to get through.
Every year, I show up with what Egypt's world. If you were not, you can sign up with AA.com/enjoy. With today's flight, take more.
Protein transition.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine leads. Transition altitude. On. Tax. Auto. Landing gear. Up and off. Flat. Up. Still light. Detent. Altimeters.
Standard.
Standard set. Cross-check.
That work. Well cut. That's
Takeoff checklist complete.
Oh, got my cruise altitude. He must have heard me. Climb and maintain flight level 370, Southwest 5712. Usually I get 2 or 3 more steps before I get up to my flight level. Okay, he must have heard my rant. All right, so yeah. And we already set standards, so we don't need to do
What did that 12 contact that or what?
33.95 Southwest 5712. Shoot, I hit the wrong button. 33.95 Southwest 5712.
Oh.
$33.95, 33.95. $33. Come on, 33. Wrong thing. 33.95. Just doing it backwards. Good, $3.95. All right. Yeah. Denver Center, I think. It crashed. Lord. That is so annoying, guys. But it is what it is. I knew it was a good chance it was going to crash. And I will do this flight again, and I am going to post this because I'm not going to do all of what I've done to get back up to where I was at. Yeah. But before I do, let's see what you can see. Let's see. So let me just, sometimes you hear me say I look to see try to see what caused the crash. So what I do is I bring up this guy here, and it actually writes almost everything that happens in the whole sim. So it has generated 12,000 lines. No, I'm sorry, 127,000 lines. And looks like OpenSam did it again. So that's the second time it crashed while doing something with OpenSam. So yeah, I have no choice but to start holding OpenSam back until I get an update. All right, guys. So I will do a part 2 after all. The part 2 probably would not include a lot of cruise, but I hope to include from my descent from 37 flight level 37 down to landing and the taxi in. So like I said, it probably won't be today, but yeah, it may not even be the next video, but trust me, it's coming because in order to get through Simbit, I need to do that flight. All right. So I enjoy having you guys with me for the little bit of time that you were with me. Till next time.
Y'all come back now. Cheers.